Okay, so now we have some data from the biome viewer with regard to latitude and some species richness data here. So I'm going to take the spreadsheet and enlarge it. And so what we're going to do is to construct a scatter plot so we can see if there's some kind of a relationship between latitude and species richness. And there's a couple different ways we can do this, but one of the easiest ways I think is to get our data, and only the data we want, all lined up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this whole data set and I'm going to just paste it. And now, because I'm not interested in longitude in this case, I'm going to select that set of data, those cells. So it's just a point and click and hold and select, and then right click to delete. It's going to ask me if I want to move left or shift the cells up, and I'm going to shift them left. So now I've got our latitude data lined adjacent to our reptile, amphibian, and mammals data. And so now that I have those selected, we should be able to go up to insert, and we're going to insert a chart or a figure. And we could use the recommended charts option to take a look at how different types of figures would look, including a scatter plot. But I'm going to go directly to the scatter plot option and click on that. We've got a preview that comes up almost instantaneously. So taking a quick look at that scatter plot, and across the bottom I want to see latitude. Now it's not labeled yet because it hasn't included that label, but I can see that the range here is correct. So we're going from 0 to about 22, and that lines up. In other words, it's consistent with the latitude range we've selected. And then we've got reptiles, amphibians, and mammals data labeled here, and Excel automatically gives us a legend which we can move. It's an unusual place to see a legend like that. We can also, so we can move it and we can resize it and put it in a place that's more normal to find it, something like this. And we can make this figure larger if we needed to see this pattern. And our basic objective is to determine whether or not there's a relationship between species richness and latitude. So the equator here, and then about 22 degrees north here, because we went from near the equator north towards the Sahara. And if we take a look at any of these data sets, the mammals here in the gray, the amphibians here in the orange, or the reptiles in blue, we can see that there does appear to be a decreasing trend. In other words, relatively high species richness closer to the equator, and then decreasing as we go away from the equator.